Good evening everyone and welcome to your practice today. I'm Hannah from Yoga Mara and today we're going to be doing a lovely yoga session that is designed to help you find the best sleep. So it's a lovely bedtime yoga and it's going to be all on the ground, so hopefully you're comfortable sitting on your mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, maybe some soft carpet. And today I'm going to be using a yoga block, but if you don't have a yoga block at home, you can use hardback book or also a cushion or a pillow from your room. So with the block, I'm going to begin sitting cross-legged, so you can sit right down on the yoga mat, or if you'd like to take some pressure off the lower back, you can sit on top of a block or a pillow, which just allows the hips to come up a bit higher than the knees, takes the pressure off your lower back. And just closing the lids of the eyes here, gently coming back into awareness on the breath. So closing the eyes, breathing deeply all the way down into the belly. And as you exhale, letting go, side out, relax the muscles down into the cushion or the yoga mat beneath you. And just taking nice deep breaths here as you settle into your yoga mat and into your yoga practice this evening. Hopefully feeling much more relaxed and rejuvenated after your weekend. And allowing yourself to become fully present in this moment. As I know so many of us suffer from our Sunday night fear, so choosing to not look ahead, not think about what's to come tomorrow. That will be there when we reach it. Enjoying the moment now that we find ourselves in, still in our relaxing Sunday, and just breathing nice and deeply into the body, noticing any sensations, just acknowledging them, and then moving your awareness elsewhere. Moving your awareness back into the breath. Breathing all the way down into the belly. And exhale, sighing it all out. Letting it go. Gently starting to open the lids of the eyes, and if you're using a block, you can remove it from underneath the sit bones, placing it towards one side. And then from here, we're going to bring two soles of the feet together. So both soles of the feet press against each other. An option to bring your block or cushion back into the practice and laying it just behind you, so it's just in the middle of the mat. Slowly starting to lower down onto your spine, so allowing this gentle opening in the heart here as you create that arch with the block underneath. And then moving the heels a little bit closer in towards the pelvis, so we're trying to open up those hips nice and gently, allowing the knees to drop down heavy. Placing one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart. And again, softening into your breath, choosing to release tension. So bringing awareness into the body, noticing where you're holding tension. It's the legs, the arms, the jaw, relaxing the jaw and the face, relaxing the knees, relaxing the spine over the block. Allowing that gentle heart opening as you create that deeper arch to the spine. Welcoming this rest and reset button. Allowing those hips to slowly open, releasing tension from the inner hips, relieving tension from the lower back. And breathing all the way down into the hips. Breathing all the way down into the lower back. And then slowly start to bring your awareness down into your heart. Breathing in that blissful awareness into your heart. Seeing that bright red colour of the heart, Sending love, sending kindness, sending compassion all the way into the heart, all the way into yourself, giving yourself love and kindness and compassion. Lovely deep belly breaths. On your next inhale, slowly relaxing both hands on either side of the hips. We're going to push up onto the forearms, so slowly coming back up off the spine. Nice and slowly here as you come all the way back up towards seating, removing the block or pillow away from underneath, and sitting up nice and tall here in your butterfly pose. So you can stay towards the front of the mat, you don't have to turn the way I'm turned. And then we're going to bring the hands around the head, so interlacing fingers behind the head. Take a deep inhale as you slowly start to open up the chest. And as you exhale, start to round the spine, draw the elbows towards one another, tuck chin to chest. Option to bring your legs into a more cross-legged position here, if that's more comfortable. Inhale, slowly start to open up the chest, arch the spine, create that lovely sense of opening in the heart center. Exhale, round the spine, draw the elbows towards one another, tuck chin to chest. Inhale. Open everything up. Exhale. Let it go. This is a nice variation of our cat-cow pose. Using your breath to guide the movement. Last one, deep inhale. And exhale, release the hands down. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, lift them back down. Good job. From here, we're going to come all the way down onto the back and extending the legs nice and long. And then from here, we're going to bend into the right knee, draw the sole of the right foot up towards the inner part of your left thigh, and then allow that right knee to drop out towards one side. You can place your cushion or block underneath the right knee so it has something to rest on, but it's not just hanging up in the air here. But if that's comfortable, you can keep it like that. And this is called our Flamingo Pulp. So we're allowing everything to soften here. We're not tensing any of the muscles. It's a more passive approach to this yoga practice, finding that restorative approach. And coming back to the breath as you breathe into that right hip. As you exhale, let everything go. Lovely, slow, deep breaths here. Relaxing the whole body. And relaxing the mind. On your next inhale, gently bringing the knee back up above the hip, placing the sole of the right foot into the ground, and then extending right leg long. We're going to bend into that left knee, bring sole of the left foot up towards inner part of your right thigh, and then slowly lower that left knee out to the side. Keep that left foot tucked up, pressing in towards the inner part of your right thigh. Allow everything to settle. Sending your breath directly into that left inner hip. Exhale, letting go of tension and stress from the body. Inhale, breathing that fresh oxygenated blood all the way down to your left hip. Exhale, let everything go. Inhale as you slowly bring left knee back up in line with left hip and extend that left leg long. From here, we're going to reach our hands back and take a nice long body stretch. So as if someone's drawing the fingertips towards one end of the room, so that's pulling the toes towards the opposite end, stretching out the whole body. And exhale, slowly bringing the hands back down. From here, we're going to start to move ourselves back up towards a seated position, but coming up nice and slow here. Nice and slow, and then coming up onto all fours as we come into our wide-legged child's pose. So bringing both toes towards each other, send the knees out nice and wide. Take an inhale as you lengthen through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, send your sit bones down to your heels, walk your hands forward, melt the chest and heart down. Option to bring your block or cushion, allowing your forehead to rest on that. Or you can allow your chest to rest so that's something
to relieve pressure from and just allow everything to soften down towards the mat, towards the ground. Feeling a lovely inner hip stretch, feeling a lovely release of tension from the neck and shoulders. And breathe nice and deeply all the way down into the belly. And exhale, so you can sink your sit bones down a little bit deeper in towards the heels. Letting it all go. Softening and relaxing. Sending your breath to the areas of tension in the body. And as you exhale, letting go of tension, letting go of stress. Releasing it back out. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly start to walk the hands back. As you sit up nice and tall, keep that wide-legged child's pose position with the legs. Move your back towards one side. Allow the palms to face up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes here. Take an inhale as you draw the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale as you loop them down the back. Open up the chest and heart center. Trying to find that lovely sense of relaxation, stillness, inner peace. Taking one more cycle of breath. Exhale, let it go. Slowly bringing your palms back down into the mat and gently walking the knees back in. So the knees and thighs come in directly towards one another. So we're connecting our thighs here. And then bringing the hands around the lower back. We're going to interlace fingers, start to extend the arms back. So we're really lengthening out the arms and pressing the hands back. Gorgeous shoulder stretch, shoulder opener. Take a nice deep inhale, find length up through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, slowly start to melt that belly and chest down towards the thighs. Option to bring your block or cushion towards your head to allow the head to rest on that. As you draw the hands all the way up overhead, stretching out the shoulders, stretching out the neck. Breathe into it. Try to bring those hands all the way up and over. Well done. Focusing on your breath here. Taking one more cycle of breath. And on your next inhale, slowly coming up vertebrae by vertebrae. Crown of the head up last. Release the hands down either side of the hips. I'm just going to turn to face you all. So you're sitting up nice and tall. If that's uncomfortable, make sure that you can come down to a cross-legged position. So don't be in any pain or difficulty here. So just choosing a seated position that suits you, that feels good for you. Just moving into some neck stretches. So we're going to draw our right ear towards right shoulder. Bring your right hand up towards the side of the head and gently start to guide the head down. So we're trying to lower our right ear towards right shoulder as much as we can without moving any other area in the body. So it's just the neck that moves, just the stretch here all along the left side of the neck. Lovely one to release that tension. A lot of us hold, myself included, I hold all my stress, emotional stress in my neck and shoulders. It's just being able to physically release that now makes such a difference. Well done. On your next inhale, releasing that right hand, drawing the neck and head up in one line, and then drawing that left ear towards the left shoulder, bringing left hand over towards the side of the head, drawing that ear further down, stretching out the right side of the neck this time. Letting all tension and stress leave the neck area, leave the body. Going back down into your breath. Taking things nice and slow and gentle. Being gentle with yourself on this lovely Sunday. And then slowly releasing the hand. Inhale as you draw that neck and head back up in one line. Inhale as you lift shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, lower them down. Good job. From here, we're going to sit back down onto the sit bones. Scoot your bum down towards the center of the mat. And from here I'm going to bring my block or cushion, whatever you have, back in. And we're going to place the block just in the centre of the mat here. Press down into your hands and then lift yourself up, so you're lifting up your sit bones and allowing your sit bones to come down over that block or over that cushion. Slowly draw down the forearms. Allow the whole spine, allow the whole back to draw down into the mat. So your hips are going to be up higher than your heart. And then from here, so this is a great one for people that aren't beside a wall. You can do, it's an alternative to legs up the wall. If you are beside a wall or you're beside a place that doesn't look like this, because it's impossible for me to get up the legs up on this kind of countertop, you can just put your legs up a bare wall as well. So that's something you can do. But this one is a nice alternative if you don't have that, just placing a block underneath and then gently bringing the legs up. So by placing a block underneath, the hips come up higher than our chest, so we're allowing the heart to lower down into the mat. Hips are up higher, and it works as a lovely drainage for the legs. So it's a lovely way to lymphatic drain our legs, to get rid of any of those toxins from the body, to allow the blood flow to come back in a different direction than it usually does. So really nice one. If anyone suffers from that throbbing, I get that sometimes as well, where my legs feel like they're retaining too much water or whatever it may be. So it's nice to just release that tension, press the hands down into the mat and allow that weight to drop down towards the chest. We really want to sink those shoulders back into the ground. And the legs should feel weightless here. So I feel like I could have them up there for ages. It's not strenuous, it's not engaging anything in the core. That's what's so good about having the block. So make sure if you're doing it this way, not up against a bare wall, that you have a block to support the lower back. Taking that lovely that weightlessness in our legs feels so good. And just holding it here. Closing your eyes and coming back to your center, coming back to your heart. Bringing in that love, that kindness and compassion to your heart and to yourself. Let's take one more cycle of breath here, in through the nose. And exhale back into the mouth. From here, slowly start to open the legs nice and wide. So this can be done still if people have them up against the wall, or alternatively if you're like this, what I'm doing with the block. So just allowing the heads to hang out heavy, or the legs to hang out heavy. Feel that lovely stretch in the inner thighs and in the inner hips. So just going to your own personal edge. We don't want to create tension, so we're not trying to draw the legs down constantly. You're just going to a point where you feel you can hold, where the legs stop by themselves. And just gently opening up the hips, releasing tension, allowing that blood flow to come back down into the heart center. Drawing that throbbing away from the legs. Sending the energy back down into the center of the body. And breathing nice and deeply. Let's take one more cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, slowly start to bring the legs back towards each other. And then from here, bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet down into the mat, nice and slow. Pressing into the feet, hovering those hips above, releasing the block, and gently lowering the whole spine down into the ground. Take your knees back up above the hips, so soles of feet off the ground. Send the knees out nice and wide. Soles of feet up towards the ceiling, catching onto outer edge, so coming into your happy baby pose. So you can rock side to side here, massaging out the lower back. Or you can just keep drawing those knees back as you send energy out through the soles of the feet. Into our happy baby. Lovely one. To just allow that slow release of tension from the lower back, from the hips. And maybe bringing 2 peace fingers around your right big toe. You can extend that right leg long, stretch it out. And then bending back into that right leg, bringing 2 piece fingers around that left toe, stretch it out. And bending back in, come back to your happy baby. And when you're ready, slowly start to bring both knees in towards each other, and then the hands around the shins as you squeeze the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then from here, we're going to slowly start to straighten the legs so the feet point up towards the ceiling. Press down into the palms. And slowly on your inhale, start to lower the heels all the way down towards the ground. Nice and slow, with control. Gently does it. All the way down into the ground. From here, we're going to walk the heels out a little bit wider than the hips. Option to bring your block or cushion back in and place it underneath, just underneath the tailbone, so right on top of the tailbone there, just above sit bones as you extend the legs long, come into your elevated Savasana, or you can stay in regular Savasana, whatever feels good. And just allowing the breath to soften, the muscles to soften, everything hangs heavy down into the mat. And it's as if you've been carrying around a heavy bag all day and you just dropped it down into the ground. And now the body starts to feel light. It starts to feel a sense of relief, a sense of freedom, a deep sense of inner peace. As you let go of that heavy burden, you let go of the week, you let go of anything to come ahead, and you commit fully to where you are in this very moment. Breathing nice and deeply on your yoga mat and relaxing deeper into your body. Keep the awareness on your breath. And just take the next moment now in complete stillness and silence to allow yourself to find your inner stillness. Your thoughts will grab for your attention. Noises in the environment may distract you. So when that happens, which it will, just bring your awareness back to the breath, or back down into your heart, where you're feeding it love, kindness, and compassion. And just take the next minute in silence. To remain here in your state of meditation for as long as you like. If you'd like to follow me, inviting some movement back into the body, wiggling the toes and the fingers, taking a big stretch overhead. And as you exhale, bending into the knees and turning over onto one side to find the fetal position. Keeping the eyes closed here, until gently pushing yourself all the way back up towards seating, coming back to your cross-legged position at the top of your mat. Take a nice deep inhale, reach those hands up overhead, gazing at your thumbs, and then exhale as you lower hands towards your heart center. Tucking chin to chest, bowing our heads in gratitude, showing gratitude to yourself for turning up onto the mat, and relaxing both body and mind. Gratitude to lazy Sundays and all the potential of a fresh week and the possibilities that that holds. I hope you have a wonderful night's sleep and a lovely week ahead. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you soon. Namaste.